doing here? Ooh, good boys. Good morning, everybody. It is officially day 136 of Hound Run to Save, where me, my two boys, we're running every day. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It is officially day 136 of Hound Run to Save, where me and my two dogs were running every day. Running every day to bring awareness to sudden cardiac arrest in people under the age of 25 and to fund youth heart screenings in people under the age of 25. The goal is to screen as many young people, young children, young athletes as possible, and so we can diagnose, detect any abnormalities that are in these children's hearts to help prevent the death rate of sudden cardiac arrest in people under the age of 25. It is one of the leading causes of death in young athletes and young people all around, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to shed light on the fact that we lose so many young lives every year, and we're doing that by running. Why running? Well, running is the thing that healed my heart the best. It's the thing that healed my heart better than any medication, and it's the thing that gave me my life back. I had open heart surgery at the age of 22 when I was unknowingly in the midst of heart failure. I had no signs, I had no symptoms, but thanks to a yearly physical and a proactive doctor who cares about taking preventative measures, I was diagnosed with mitral valve regurgitation, and within less than a month, I was in for open heart surgery. So that's why this means so much to me and why we're doing this mission. Now, it is about 4:30 in the morning. It is Saturday, May 16th. It is our first long run of Chicago Marathon prep. We're in the foundation stage right now. We're coming out of the Flying Pig Marathon 2 weeks ago. We're going to do about 54 to 56 miles on the week this week, and 14 miles today. It's our first long run of this build and this foundation phase. So super excited. Be my first long run back from the pig and really the 50K. So be fun. We got the boys will be out there with me. About to have a little smoothie, little breakfast, and get out on the road. So stick with us. Gonna show you the whole day. Let's go. Oh, you hear that popping? You're a sweet boy. I think you just like to be on camera. Ooh.
From the industrial age to the intelligent age, we are living in is a transition to a new time, which will change everything. It will change how we communicate.
What do you think, the car?
But I want to show you some things that are actually happening right now. In 2025, a company co-founded by Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, started deploying a device called the Orb.
Hi, buddy.
What and when it expires, and
That's a
whether
good
it works
boy.
outside a
Good
certain
boy.
area. The World Economic Forum is also now arguing that.
Are you trying to feed your dog better but stuck between overpriced fresh food and low quality kibble?
If we're going to protect natural systems, one of the solutions is to bring...
It is potentially very dangerous technology. It's very powerful.
The name comes from J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. And in that story, the Palantiri, that symbolism like this doesn't happen by accident. And having said all that, let me explain how all of this is going to work. Captain Austin Fitz says that this system is made up of 3 different parts. And I think the
Come here, boy. Hey, can I put my socks on? You want to give me hugs? Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the hugs. I love ya. Okay, can I put my sockies on? Come here. Come. On the feet. How beautiful is this? Look at this, boys. What's better than this? Ain't nothing better than this. Coming up on 10 miles in. Means we got 4 miles to go. Back in our normal spot, fellas. We got a mile and a half left. Gotta get it in. This way. Good. Woo! Day 136 of Heart and Hound Run to Save. where me, my two boys were running every day for a mission, for a cause that is so deep and dear to my heart. The fact that we lose so many young lives due to sudden cardiac arrest every year is a tragedy. Most of those deaths stemming from an abnormality in the heart that is already there, and then mixed with outside conditions like heat, dehydration, exhaustion, can spark the fire that causes the heart to collapse. We have to find these abnormalities, we have to diagnose them and detect them early in a preventative manner to save these lives, and we can have everything we need to do that. EKGs, echocardiograms. We can see the size, the shape, the functionality, the electrical functions of the heart. We have them at our fingertips, but we don't use them for prevention. We don't use them until it's too late, until we've already lost another child. Prevention has to be the standard, not the exception. And I know that because I am the exception. Stay healthy. Good boy, Mavi. Come on, Mooser. Come on. Good boy, Maver. Ooh. Good boys. Good boys. Good boys. That's good boys. Yes, you are. Good boy. All right, that's a wrap on Saturday's long run. First long run after the Flying Pig and first long run of Chicago Marathon Prep. Yeah, we have until October, so we've got more than about 20 weeks, which is way longer than a normal marathon prep, but we're also going to be doing a multi-day style ultra marathon. Still figuring out logistics on that. Either gonna do something around a track for 100 to 200 miles, or a more symbolic thing of running from the southern border of Kentucky to the northern border where I'm from, that which is about 230 miles up the state of Kentucky. But we're gonna figure it out, and yeah, that's today's long run. 14 miles in the books. We got a little sore at the end, not gonna lie. My knees got a little sore. Moose's paws are a little beat up. We're gonna take the rest of the day, recover, and get ready for tomorrow and for next week, because next week continues the build, the foundation phase. We're going to continue to get strength training sessions in the morning, and then continue to run and get the miles in. Then we got a trip, school ends, we got a trip right after school ends. We're going to take the boys down to Charleston and then down to Florida, get some running in a different area, get some adventuring in, excitement, travel, and have the boys right there with me. So next week's to go. We're going to have about 54 to 56 miles on this week. We'll do about 4 to 5 to 6 miles tomorrow, and that'll be the end of the week. I mean, we have about 5 strength training sessions in, 55-ish miles. Be a good week to kick off Chicago, kick off this new chapter of the mission. And the mission stays the same. We are running 2,000 miles in 2026 as a remembrance and a symbol of the 2,000 lives that are lost every year due to sudden cardiac arrest under the age of 25. Yes, that many kids under the age of 25, seemingly healthy individuals, healthy young adults, healthy children, are dying of sudden cardiac arrest. It is the leading cause of death in young athletes in particular. We're just trying to bring that to light, share our mission, bring awareness, and fund heart screenings for young individuals. That's the goal and that's the mission. So stay tuned. We got plenty more to come. Stay healthy, everybody. Have a good weekend. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Rust, and I'm a heart survivor and a near-death experiencer. And in 2026, I set out on a mission to run 2,000 miles for the 2,000 young lives under the age of 25 that are lost every single year in the United States due to sudden cardiac arrest. It's something that I believe it's a tragedy, first off, and two, it's something that doesn't get talked about enough, especially with something that is causing so many young lives to be lost way too soon. And so as a heart survivor myself and somebody who went through open heart surgery at the age of 22, I came back to this earth with a lot of questions, with a lot of unanswered questions. And it's taken me a long time to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is what feels right. Being an advocate for change, being an advocate for heart health in young people, specifically young athletes, and being an advocate for preventative heart screenings, specifically preventative echocardiograms in young people all around, specifically, and young people, young athletes more in particular, because I grew up as an athlete, and that is the demographic that is sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death in that demographic in young athletes. So my goal is to get as many young athletes and young people screened and preventative screenings as possible. And yeah, that's what this Heart and Hound mission is. That's what this brand right here is. We're just building a brand, building a mission that revolves around heart health and my story as a heart survivor. So welcome in. If you've watched the channel before, welcome back. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, following along with the journey. Moosey, come here. Me and Moosey and Maverick, come here. People want to say hi. This is Moose. He's my 4-year-old lab pit mix. He's my sweet boy. Been running with me ever since he was about, oh, here comes the other one. Here's Maverick. Come here, Mavy. The people want to say hi. Come here. Come say hi to the people. There he is. Oh! Okay, no wrestling. But these are my two boys. They run with me every single day. They are part of this mission as much as I am. I get recognized as the guy who runs with his two dogs, the guy that runs with the Doberman, the guy that runs with the dogs in the shoes. Hey, stop. And I get recognized more by these two dogs than I do just myself. So they are a big part of this mission, a big part of my story and my recovery, and I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. So let's get into week 21, what went down, how training went, and what's next. So I'm calling this the next chapter. My first chapter of this year was the lead up to, was kind of the winter journey through the winter months, January, February, some of March, where it was cold, snowy, icy, just kind of brutal conditions, but we kind of struggled through it and made it out on the other side. And then from about March to May was kind of the prep for the Heart Mini Marathon, which we all three ran in, and then the lead up to the Flying Pig Marathon and the Grin and Bear at 50K that we ran in 2 weeks before the Flying Pig Marathon. So these boys and me, we've ran a half marathon, we've ran a 50K, and we've ran a full marathon already this year. And this next chapter is kind of the build up to the Chicago Marathon in October, the beginning of October. And then also the summer months where the plan is to do a lot of training, a lot of just like crazy stuff, hopefully doing some adventures with the dogs, and just getting a lot of fun activities, a lot of training, a lot of struggle, doing a lot of hard things, but doing it with the two boys that I love, and doing it because I love doing hard things. It brings me back to my heart journey days where I was struggling through the pain and the suffering of my open heart surgery. And it brings me back to where this all began and why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. So now like I said, we did the Flying Pig on May 3rd of this year. So we're about 3 weeks out from the pig where we ran the full marathon. The boys ran with me and we're feeling pretty solid. The legs are finally coming back. The cardiovascular system is coming back real strong. Central nervous system, I think, is completely healed up and recovered. And, diet's back on point. Everything seems to be running fully operational and running how it's supposed to be running. So we started last week, Foundation Week 1, or not last week, this week, Foundation Week 1, where this is the foundation stage of our Chicago Marathon training and the training for the ultra that we're going to do at the end of the year. That is more to come. I haven't figured out the logistics on that yet, but we're going to figure it out. But we're training for a marathon and another ultra marathon towards the end of the year, possibly a High Rocks at the end of the year. So last week, this is kind of what my weeks are looking like right now and what they're going to look like. I have 4 weeks of a foundation phase where this is my build back from the pig. Like I said, we ran a 50K on April 18th, and then we ran a full marathon on May 3rd. So within 2 weeks, we ran a 50K, 31 miles, and then 26.2. So the body was definitely feeling that stress and those stressors that we put on it. But we are, I think, like I said, fully back. So Foundation Week 1, we started on Monday with 6 miles and a lower body strength session. We actually did our lower body strength session in the morning before school. Or no, we ran before school on Monday. So Foundation Week 1, we ran 6 miles in the morning before school. And then when we got home from school, we did a lower body strength training session. Tuesdays are my speed workouts, or will be my speed workouts, the speed workouts and hill workouts, and just all workout days. Haven't really gotten into full swing yet because we're recovering still from those 2 stressors we had on the body. But Tuesday we did 8 miles. That was broken down. We did 7 easy miles, and then we did a mile worth of strides. We were doing 20 to 30 seconds on, and then about a minute to a minute and a half off, where we were going back and forth on and off. Wednesday, we got up in the morning before school, got a morning pool session in. So this focuses on a lot of upper posterior chain work, a lot of pulling motions, working the lats, the rear delts, the traps, the middle back, everything all within that session. So that was Wednesday, and then we did 6 miles in the afternoon after school. Thursday, we got up in the morning again before school and did a morning hinge session. Thursdays are my biggest days of the week when it comes to training wise, because I get up in the morning and do a strength training session, which is the biggest strength training session of the week, where we're doing a lot of compound movements like deadlifts, other pulling motions, pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, things of that nature. A lot of broad jumps, a lot of things like that. Just a lot of heavy compound movements. And then Friday, we got up and did another pull session in the morning. Again, a lot of pull-ups, cable rows, single arm dumbbell rows, barbell rows, things like that. And we're mixing in where we're doing kind of a heavy lift right on top of right before a explosive movement. So I do weighted pull-ups, and then I take the weight off and do explosive pull-ups where I'm going as fast as possible, exploding up, coming down. I do barbell rows, I control the weight, and then I go straight to cable rows where we're trying to make that an explosive movement. And then Saturday, we did a 14-mile long run. It was really our first long run over 10 miles from the pig. Felt pretty good. Sunday, we got up and did a push session where it was all focused on upper pushing motions, and then we did 5 miles after that. So we ended the week at 55 miles, and that was foundation week 1. The build, the next chapter, if you will. And that's kind of where we started. This coming week, week 22, we got a lot of miles to go. I think we're going to get up to 60 plus miles, back up to 60 plus miles this coming next week in foundation week 2. Going to start pushing a lot of miles. We're going to start doing double days here in the near future, maybe next week, because we got a couple days off from school with election day and Memorial Day coming. So we might do some doubles, but double days are going to start definitely when we get out of school, because we'll have more time on our hands, more time for fitting those in. And for those of you who don't know what double days are, it's kind of like if for you athletes out there, like 2-a-day sessions, whatever. We'll get up and run in the morning, maybe do a strength training session after we run, and then run again in the afternoon or the evening. So maybe we'll do 8 miles in the morning, do a strength training session, get some food in us, kind of relax for a little bit, go about our day, and then later in the afternoon and the evening, we'll do 4, 5, 6 miles in the evening. So we'll do 12 to 14 miles in the day, but split into 2 different runs. So those will be starting definitely when we get out of school. And then we're going to continue strength training, but strength training focused on producing power and producing mechanics and improving our mechanics and efficiency while we're running. So that's the goal right now. We're going to be doing 2 lower body sessions every single week, focusing on explosivity, being explosive, which is going to help with the mechanics, with the turnover of the legs, and then doing also heavy strength compound movements, which is going to help build that durability in the legs to help us go for longer, faster, and just pack on more miles as we go. So that was kind of week 21 of the year of Heart and Hound Run to Save. And then outside, so let's talk about outside of the training, what this next chapter looks like outside of training. We're obviously training for the Chicago Marathon and an ultra marathon, but we're also doing more in the advocacy space. My goal this summer is to put on a youth heart screening event in my hometown and do that with my partnership with MCOR Foundation, who provides the limited echocardiograms for kids age 12 to 22. They have also incorporated doing screenings for people 23 and older. They've got a lot of new partnerships with where they're trying to get into colleges and do college athletes. So big things coming with them. But my goal is to do a heart screening event here in my hometown, the place that I grew up, the place that I love is near and dear to who I am, and the history and the person I am today. And I want to provide the opportunity to have a heart screening to the families and the kids of this town. I believe they deserve it. I believe all kids and all families, parents deserve this opportunity. And why not start in my hometown? So that's the goal. Right now, we are in the process of getting that planned out. Right now, to have a partnership with my hometown of Fort Thomas, Kentucky, where the city partners with me, provides a location, provides marketing, and provides a lot of support in the event planning, it has to be full public access, which means if we were to offer up 100 screening slots, because you have to register before you get screened. This isn't a walk-up situation where you can walk up and get screened. You have to register prior to the event. But let's say we were to offer 100 screenings. MCOR normally charges a $79 donation fee to the foundation as the registration fee. And that donation goes directly to the foundation to help run and to help it grow and be able to provide this incredible opportunity for heart screenings for young people and families and athletes all around. So that would have to be covered. So that means if I offered 100 screenings, I would have to have raised $7,900, about $8,000, to be able to cover the cost of those registration fees for all of those 100 screenings. Currently, we have $2,000 that has been donated to this foundation, or to this fund, to Heart and Hound, to my mission, that is directly funding this event. Everything that is donated, that is all the screenings that are sponsored and donated through Heart and Hound, are flagged in MCOR's system and go directly to this heart screening event in Fort Thomas. My goal right now is to find partnerships with local companies, small businesses, any charitable groups that are looking for places to make charitable donations. Anybody who is looking to get a heart screening for their child or children, I'm looking for donations and sponsorships to help fund this event. I have gotten so much support and so much interest in an event like this that it is my goal to make it happen. And if it has to take me putting out money of my own to make this happen, I'm going to do it, because that's how important it is to me. That's how important I believe it is for young people, for young athletes, and for families and parents. My life, I say, was saved, one, by the proactiveness of an incredible family physician at a yearly physical, and then him sending me for an echocardiogram, which caught my heart defect, which in turn sent me down the path of getting open heart surgery within not even a week, within a couple weeks. And it saved my life. I had limited time left before my heart gave out. And that truly saved my life. And being able to have that echocardiogram, having a doctor that is proactive and preventative focused and prevention forward, that saved my life. And that's what I'm trying to provide for young people and families and parents. So we don't have to see the headline of another young athlete collapsing in the middle of a field and not surviving. To watch as another family, another set of parents go through the loss of their child of 10, 12, 15, 18 years old. It is a tragedy that we are trying to prevent, that I have set my life goal to help prevent, and take that 2,000 number of sudden cardiac arrest deaths under the age of 25 in the United States and bring it down as low as we can possibly get. And do that by offering and getting as many kids screened, baseline screenings, as possible. Because most of these sudden cardiac arrests, yes, they happen because of outside conditions like heat, exhaustion, overexertion, but that is usually mixed with a heart abnormality that is already present, that is already there in the heart, that mixed with those outside conditions causes the heart to collapse. So the goal is to catch those heart defects, those abnormalities, before we allow those outside conditions to take hold and cause the heart to fail. So that's Heart and Hound in a nutshell. If you want to hear more about my story, go watch some more of my videos down at my page. If you want to hear more about my story, I've done a couple podcasts. I'm doing one here on June 3rd with a fellow podcaster in the Fort Thomas area. So if you want to listen to that, we'll be doing that here on June 3rd. I don't know when it will be released, but we'll be documenting that on June 3rd. And then me and the boys, as soon as school gets out, the next day we are taking a trip down to Charleston and then down to Pompano Beach, taking a little road trip with the boys, just me and the fellas, get some adventuring in, go run and adventure in other places. So that's what we're looking forward to here in the near future. And that is the next chapter of Heart and Hound Run to Save. Stay healthy, everybody. Remember, prevention is the standard, not the exception.